Hello, YouTube, and good afternoon, Twitch. How are we doing today? Welcome into the Little B Rice broadcast. Welcome in, Patius, Lobotomy. Hi, YouTube. Hi, YouTube. I love seeing those new emotes. Handsome man coming into a screen in a second. Give or take, here and there. I think here is... Okay, my webcam is plugged in. I'll turn myself on in a little bit, but I'm gonna do a little small intro without a webcam here in a second. If you guys aren't in the Discord and you just saw that I wasn't live on Monday, you'll see that I wasn't live on Monday. And that was because this weekend, me and my friends, we went out to a lake. It was 100 degrees, and I spent 5 hours outside. Bryce, why are you getting drafted to the military? We'll get there in a moment. Hold your horses. Okay, Tomato Man. All right, we didn't have to call names. We did not need to start calling names, okay? All right. But yes, I turned into a tomato this weekend because I went out into 100-degree weather, and I thought, I haven't got a sunburn since I was a child. Of course, the sun doesn't affect me. I don't need sunscreen. I then came home Sunday night and was like wheezing in pain in my bed because every part of my body hurt to touch anywhere except like the bottoms of my feet and the upper part of my thighs because I've been converted to a shorts, no top kind of beach boy, and get the best tan on, but that also means that if you don't wear sunscreen and if you are in and out of water, which cooks you more, you'll burn up really, really quickly. And that I did. And so I came to work on Monday. I brought aloe with me, which we'll get into the aloe incident later. I brought aloe with me, and I was just applying it all day, especially on my shoulders. Because my legs, they're fine. You know, they hurt, you touch them. They're still a little hot to touch. But my shoulders, even now, are a little tense. I can wear shirts. Before, on Monday, I literally was just like, I don't want to be in front of a camera. I don't want to be doing things. I'm like sun sick. Which, by the way, do you guys know what sun sickness is? Because I had no idea what sun sickness was even before this Monday. Like, cause I was telling people at my work, like, yeah, man, I'm incredibly sunburned and I really don't feel well. The sun gives you a sickness. So in a way, sun sick is being so sunburnt that your body's trying to heal so quickly that it lowers your immune system. And so therefore, you start to feel worse because your body isn't able to fight off all of the bacteria and shit in your body right away. And so you're supposed to drink more water, eat more food, yada, yada, yada. Give your body more nutrients than normal because if not, you'll be sick. Here, I'll transition over. Hello. Bars, but he gets third-degree burns everywhere. Yeah, I don't know what I want to show on Twitch. I don't know if I want to show... Oh my god, dude. It looks so bad on camera. Like... Yeah. It's like so red. And I'm pale. I am pale with a capital P. I am pasty white. So me being a lobster, holy fuck, dude, holy shit. Oh, by the way, what do you guys think of draft day fit? What do you guys think of the draft day fit? I think I look nice and proper. I think I look like I'm dressed to go out golfing, which is what I think you would do when you're drafting. Which, by the way, I need to come clean. I was a little vague in explaining in the notification what I am doing today. I said on Discord, as you may have noticed, if you're in the Discord, join the Discord, by the way. If you're not in the Discord, what are you doing? Join the Discord. Come on now. But today I am going to be watching some fantasy draft videos, figuring out what I need to do for my fantasy draft at 8 o'clock tonight. Because I'm joining a big draft with Jonah, Ken, Titus, Jonah's father, and 3 of his friends. And so I need to figure out what the fuck's going on. Because I have a vague idea what football is and how it operates. And I kind of understand how a draft works. But I don't really know how to draft. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know how baseball works. I don't know how to draft. But I kind of have an idea for baseball. Okay, these players are good. So these players, you should pick Cal Raleigh before Joe Schmo on the Yankees. I don't really know who the fuck the Joe Schmo is on the Yankees. You know what I'm saying? As comparative to football. I just don't know that information yet. Today, my goal, get that shit down on paper. So, I have over here a playlist of 6 YouTube videos, 3 of which I've listened to at work but wasn't able to write down or really retain anything. 6 videos I'm going to go through today. Write some stuff down, write down some strategies. I'm trying to figure it out with you, kind of like what I did with the Mario Baseball. And so hopefully today I can leave feeling, oh, I kind of know what I'm doing at 8 o'clock tonight. Maybe this football season won't go awful. Why is Barsk getting drafted? I think they want me because I'm colorblind. I think that's why. I think it's because I'm colorblind, which is, okay, so I've heard multiple different things, and so I may or may not know what I'm talking about here, but I've heard from some people that you are exempt from the draft because you are colorblind, and I've heard from other people that they want you in the draft because you're colorblind, because apparently you're better at seeing camouflage. It's probably depending on the type of colorblindness. Are you exempt from the draft for being colorblind? No, not interested. No, it does not. Oh. I know it's AI over you. I don't want to click on Reddit on stream. That's just like such a... Johnny Finger Me Asshole is a great player. You can't see red as red, so how would you tell if someone's bleeding? Well, I'm assuming that the liquid coming out of the person's body, even if it's green, is still blood. Yeah? Color blindness doesn't remove context clues. You know, like when I was in high school, we had school colors, right? The school colors were purple and white. And people would say, well, how do you know what shirt that guy's wearing? Well, I'd say, well, our school colors are purple and white, so his shirt's probably purple and white. And I would just, like, it would just amaze them. Like, whoa, dude, holy shit, you can see color. And I just go, no, I'm just not fucking stupid. I have like a thing up here that works, clicks neurons, or whatever. I don't know what it actually, I think they're neurons. Chat, are they neurons? Bars can see color, some, but I can see clues better. That's why they call me Blues Clues in high school, you know? They were really making fun of me, but I didn't want to believe it. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna go through these videos. I'm gonna write down which ones I should be not only picking first in my draft, like what rounds I should be picking, but each position I want to get a few players. What are some good names to remember? What are some rookies? What are some deep dives that I can grab? You know, what are the corners that I can pivot into, you know? Because in the first round, I know a little bit. in the first round, you don't want to be picking up any quarterbacks. Okay, unless everyone's scrambling for quarterbacks, then you don't want to be left without a quarterback, or at least without a good one. So normally those will go in the third round. In the first 1 or 2 rounds, you want to pick either a wide receiver or a running. Is it a wide receiver or a running back, or is it a tight end? It's one of those two. Fuck. See, this is why I'm doing the video, because I know there's 2 positions that come before quarterbacks. Let me see. It might be wide receiver and running back that come first. I know I'll need to draft 2 tight ends, 1 kicker, and then I'm drafting a whole team's defense, which frankly doesn't really matter as much because I'm having 8 people play on this, like on a team. So I just need like a relatively good defense. So like I'm probably just going to pick up like here, I'll write this down. Like I know I've heard the Ravens are pretty good. I mean, yeah. The Eagles I remember were pretty good. I want to say the Bills, but they always just lose. They always lose to Kansas City. How the fuck you spell Kansas? How the fuck you that? Oh. Bills are bad. Don't take their damn defense. Oh, okay. Okay. Hey. And that is why you're here. Okay? That is why you're here. Barsh tries to spell Canaz. Chat, can we stop bullying me? Please? Chat, we're 6 minutes in. We're actually like 10 minutes in. Fuck! Fuck! Both, it's alright, y'all tried. Man, it's so hard. It's just so hard being a streamer. I just can't get anything right without people talking about me. How do I pivot out of it? I always do the crying bit, and then I go, how do I pivot out of this? Fields, we don't talk about the Fields incident, okay? That's old B-Rice, okay? That was a year ago. That's old B-Rice. That's not even, it's nothing like me right now, okay? That's old time B-Rice. Okay? No. Come on. Ugh. All right. Well, who do we got? So, for our first video, we got Fantasy Football Roundup. The best 2025 fantasy football draft strategy. Picks 1, 2, and 3. All right. Again, I'm not going to tell you exactly what I'm going to be doing, but I just want like a very vague, I want to find very vague strategies that all of these people are telling us. Like, what is the common ground that we all agree with? So if 4 of the 6 videos mention one guy, you're going to bet your ass I'm going to see if I can try to get that one guy. Or if none of the 6 people mention a like certain defense, then obviously I'm not going to go there. But if they all have this one strategy of like, hey, wide receiver, tight end, running back, do quarterback, I'm looking for general patterns today. Don't draft same teams of players don't draft same teams of players because you don't want bye weeks lining up. Okay, wait. So I'm glad you're here because I have a question. Because I know I was told that I should stack somewhat. I should get a quarterback. I should get a running back that like kind of goes with it. Like, let's say this, I'm not gonna do this, but these are just 2 people I know. Quarterback Mahomes, tight end Travis Kelce. Because if Mahomes throws 20 yards to Travis Kelce, I'll get 20 yards there, 20 yards here, 40 points. But you're saying not to do this because on bye weeks, like the weeks that they don't play, I won't get any points? Is that what you're telling me? I think this new Bars is a doppelganger. Yeah, what do you think changed me? What do you think was the pivotal moment? Spokane? Jonah changed you. You were so naive. You were so kawaii. Okay, because stacking does kind of make sense, like doing the two, but bye weeks are, would you just, so it's not optimal, yes, but not the end of the world if you have good backups. Okay, so I should be looking at benches. So if I have, let's say, a Mahomes and a Travis Kelce, I should also try to have another tight end that isn't Travis Kelce. That's also good. And then maybe not care as much about the quarterback. Okay. Like, if you get Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, it's fine if you have good backups. Okay. Yeah, okay. So is the Bengals offense good, but their defense sucks? Like, why in my research of fantasy football, why has everyone been talking about Joe Burrow? I don't mean to knock on the guy, but I have not seen him really perform yet. And I think this could be a great year, but I wouldn't want to take Kelce at all personal. He's not great in the regular season. Personally, you wouldn't take Kelce. Okay. Well, maybe he'll turn up now that he's getting. Okay, so either two things will happen. Okay, this guy will get pussy and he will turn the fuck up and get lit on that field, or he will become dog shit. It is whatever a guy does. Okay, you'll either become better at your job or infinitely worse. Are you still gonna get Joseph Jack me off? Really bringing in great commentary here, Lobotomy. Dude, oh yeah, let's write that down. Oh yeah, you guys said Joseph Jack me off. Okay, yeah. I got that as a wide receiver. Joe Burrow is best throwing quarterback in the league. Interesting. Because I know a lot recently, a lot of quarterbacks have been using their legs more. I think Josh Allen has really put a very big staple on this, where a lot of times it'll be like 3 and 4th down, and the people will be pushing in on the pocket. Josh Allen will be pushing, and then he'll just escape the pocket and then run for 15 yards, and then it's first down. So is throwing going to be more important than, let's say, running yards? Like, if you're a quarterback? Lamar and Jalen are poster boys for actually running the ball. Oh, okay. Okay. Josh just keeps plays alive. He's not a run first. Okay. Interesting. Okay, let's see. Let's get into the video. Let's see what do we got here. Okay, this guy. Chat, should I put this on should I turn up this playback speed? I kind of like doing this. I understand it.
Range is definitely in limbo. So I figured I wanted to give you guys an updated current best draft strategy from the 1, 2, and 3 spot in 2025 fantasy football drafts. Just make sure to go down there, drop a like on this video, and subscribe to the channel to show your support. And just for fun, guys, I'm actually...
But hey, so I can do my due diligence. I don't know. Will that send you guys to the playlist? I don't care if it does.
Not that the first 3 picks in
particular. If it does... Does it send you guys to the playlist? Can you guys see the video if I do that? Let me know.
I'm actually going to give away 3 more fantasy football roundup hats. Now, these hats are a little bit different than the ones that I just gave away. So I'm going to pick 3 random people.
Hey, if you like it, go buy it. If you like it, go buy it.
Subscribe to the channel and give me their hottest takes for 2025 fantasy football. So for the chance to win a free hat, go down there, drop a like, subscribe, and give me your hottest take for fantasy this year. So the first thing I want to cover is the two different platforms that we will be going over.
I'm going to come up with another football
which
name.
Will be ESPN and Underdog's
Sounds good.
ADP that we will be working off of. Now, traditionally, ESPN much of a positional advantage.
Okay, wait, hold on.
I guess that the quarterback over in today's video, which will be ESPN and Underdog's ADP that we will be working off of. Now, traditionally, ESPN drafts are going to be your one.
Okay, I think this is what mine looks like. I mean, I'm doing it off of Yahoo, so I don't know how much that will change, but I do think that this looks relative to what mine looks like. I know I have one quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers. I don't know about one tight end. One flex? What's one flex? Is that just like you can have anything in this position? Or is this like a center? Well, I guess that's a defense. That's a defensive role. Running back, wide receiver, or tight end. Okay, so it could be any of those. Okay, noted. One defense and one kicker. I know 0 kickers.
Quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 flex, 1 defense, and 1 kicker types of formats right here. So there's not really much of a positional advantage. I guess that the trend has usually been that running backs always usually go faster than wide receivers. Now that trend we will actually...
Okay, so this guy says... So video 1, I will say, he says running backs go quicker than wide receivers. Okay, because that's interesting. Because on my first one, I had wide receiver and running backs, but I had that I was gonna pick a wide receiver first. You also get 6 bench players. Okay, so how many people am I looking for? I'm going 1, 2, 4, so 6, 8, 9. So I'm drafting 15 people. Okay. I'm trying to know at least half the people on my roster. That would be nice, but then again, I can't know everyone. But I'm only playing in both. I have 2 leagues I'm playing in. Tonight, I think there's only 8 people in my league. So, not too bad.
Actually take a look at a little bit deeper here in just a couple minutes, but you should not be drafting overall the same way that you would in an ESPN league in an underdog league for multiple different
I don't
reasons.
even know it. I don't even know what that means, but I'm not going to care.
They're always half
I'm not
PPR.
going to care
so
right
you can
now.
go into ESPN and obviously change your scoring settings and really do whatever you want. Underdog, it's always set at half PPR. There's no tight end premium. There's none of those options. It's always half PPR. And the format for how you draft a team should be different and should be viewed differently. You get 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and 1 flex. There's also no kicker, no defense, and there's no roster maintenance throughout the year. So there's no waiver wire additions. There's no trades that you make with other teams. There is no setting your lineup every week.
So it's just underdogs. You just go.
Automatically logged on.
Okay, I don't really care. I'm not under these rules.
Wide receiver are going off the board in the first 2 rounds or really close, closer than it's. There's a big disparity between ESPN and the rates that running backs and wide receivers go off the board versus on Underdog. Well, this year it's actually really close, closer than it's ever been. So in ESPN drafts right now, 10 wide receivers and 11 running backs are going off the board in the first 2 rounds or first 24 picks in ESPN drafts.
Wow.
That's really close, like we've never seen it before. Typically, running backs are going at a 2-to-1 pace compared to wide receivers.
So to recap, you should definitely, in the first 2 rounds, be picking up running backs, wide receivers, maybe get a quarterback maybe in the 3rd. You know, depending on how many people are getting quarterbacks. Like, in this draft that I'm doing tonight, we have 8 people, right? So we have 8 people. No, actually, I think we have 7. Because I'm the guy in the middle. Because I have 3 people that go before me and 3 people that go after me. So I have the best position to adjust to the people around me. You can you can arguably take a quarterback in the 4th or 5th. Yeah, because it all depends on what the people are grabbing around you, right? If good running back or wide receiver are still on the board. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I'm really the biggest thing I'm gonna sorry, I just out of the corner of my eye I read get Francisco facefucker. What position does he play? And for what team? If good yeah. Okay. So the flex position is gonna be kind of weird. I'm gonna be interesting. I'm just going to be getting a lot of people, I guess. So I'm really going to care about like the first. I want to fill up my roster, and the last 8 people, I'll just kind of see. I'll play by ear.
This is the closest I have found in many, many years of redraft fantasy football, because this also includes Yahoo as well. Redraft fantasy football, running backs are always favored in the first 2 rounds in particular over wide receivers. This is a very even split right here, unlike we've seen in the past, which makes it a lot closer to underdog drafts, which underdog wide receivers are always favored, just like running back of the set. 9 running backs like
okay, I don't care.
That I've done on underdog, and for video purposes. So the first one I'm going to take you through is the underdog draft I did just recently, where I had the 101 football. And again, it's a 3 wide receiver format, because always what I'm going to try to target here, as you'll see in a little bit, is that Joe Burrow stack. So then at that 2-3 turn, I grabbed.
Why do the fuck we care about Joe Burrow? It's because he's the best throwing. That's why people care. Because if you're fucking Patrick Mahomes, you'll run the ball. If you're Josh Allen, you'll push your fucking tush. But Joe Burrow gets it out of his fucking hands. Francisco plays for the Dallas Cowboys. Explains why he's called facefucker.
Brock Bowers and T. Higgins at that 2-3 turn. Now, Brock Bowers ended up falling to this level. He is not usually going this late in the second round. This was actually a pretty big score that I made right here, and it kind of felt like I was obligated to do this, but just a heads up here.
Give me some
if
names.
If you're trying to target Joe Burrow to stack with Ja'Marr Chase, which you
Give me
should
some
be doing,
names.
you're kind of obligated to do that. You should not be getting a tight end in round 2, because what Joe Burrow will cost you is different on ESPN than it will be in underdog drafts. You can see that I got Joe Burrow at the end of the 5th round. That's a good price. On ESPN, you got to target him with a 3rd round pick.
Bro, what? Oh, I guess 5th round. Yeah, that makes sense.
If you want him, because he won't be there by the time he gets back to you at that 4 to 5 turn. That's not going to work. So Joe Burrow, if you want him, you've got to get him in the 3rd round. And if you want that super stack.
So I'm going to put Joe Burrow. And then what were the people that you said, Wes? Ja'Marr Chase. Okay, I'm going to write down Ja'Marr Chase next to Joe Burrow because he's a running back. I'm going to throw down Ja'Marr Chase with Joe Burrow. Because I want to make sure I know what the stack is. Like what he'll play with. That's right? He's the wide receiver. See, that's why you're here. That is why you're here. So, boom. Ja'Marr Chase.
With T. Higgins, you got to get him in the 2nd round. Because, again, T. Higgins, that's super.
Okay, T. Higgins. Who does he even fucking play for? Is he a Chief?
That 4 to 5 turn. That's not going to work. So Joe Burrow, if you want him, you've got to get him in the 3rd round. And if you want that super stack with T. Higgins, you.
Also, it's Ja'Marr. So 2 R's? Does he? Oh, he might. He say T. Higgins. That's I think that's whatchamacallit as well. Bengals. T. Higgins. Okay, so I'll write down T. Higgins. Joe Burrow.
You got to get him in the second round because, again, T. Higgins, that super stack, I'm always going to try to go for on underdog because it's best ball. Now, in a redraft format, I would much rather not do the super stack because there's a lot of things that could go wrong with it in redraft leagues, but in best ball leagues, I'm all about doing that super stack. So then I went with RJ Harvey in the 4th and DeAndre Swift in the 6th to get my first 2 running backs. Now, RJ Harvey's price is...
So, okay, so I think was this him right here? Okay, let's see. So, wide receiver, something Chase. Jay Chase. I'm trying to like look at these names and see what they actually even mean. I know Antonio Brown, McCaffrey. Dude, Higgins is a wide receiver. Don't you dare tell me I fucking... Dude, what? Oh, yeah. Yeah, because what running backs do is, that's when they hand off the ball, right? That's when they say, here, take it. Take it, please, take it.
Rising up a little bit, and it's going to continue to rise as long as we get confirmation that he will be the running back 1.
I love a George Kittle.
And I think we've been getting validated of that throughout the preseason, so it felt really good to get him here because I wanted Denver running back. Then again, I got Joe Burrow in the 5th to complete the super stack. And I got DeAndre Swift in the 6th round. Now, DeAndre Swift as my RB2 feels really comfortable, particularly in an underdog format. Whereas on an ESPN format, I'm way more inclined to...
Wait, in the 2nd round, this guy right... Okay, where's... I think this is him. He got fucking a tight end 2nd? Also, I know you're colorblind, but it's color-coded. Okay. I can tell. Okay, so yeah, if we do some data analysis, we can see that he was kind of right. We see that in the first 2 rounds of draft, there's only one person who drafts a tight end, and that's B. Bowers. Who's he play for? Tight end. B. Bowers. Who the fuck? Bing! What the fuck? Why is... I don't know why the fuck. Dude. B. Bowers. Football! Who the fuck is this guy? Brock Bowers. Who's he play for? The Raiders. Okay. I kind of like him. Okay. Tight end. Okay. Brock Bowers. Is he good? 4-star recruit. Okay. We'll see where he goes. I'll write down that he is a Raider. I don't know anyone that even plays for the Raiders, so there's not... It wouldn't be any stacks. But I think it's good to diversify a little bit. I do think it's very interesting that the first... So, if you look here, Bowers, something McBride. What is McBride? Because I know George Kittle's good. So, him going in the 4th is kind of interesting. Dallas, Tampa Bay, Arizona. Bowser. Oh, okay. T. McBride. So, tight end, I'm going to put T. McBride. And I'm mainly writing down these names because I think it's very noted that they are choosing tight ends in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd round draft picks. Because I know George Kittle's pretty good. And so him going in the 4th round makes sense to me. But 2nd, 3rd round for these other 2, I don't know. But I'll keep my ear out. Okay. This person said this. So he is what? Brock Bowers, tight end. Does he get any Raiders on his team? Was he just going for... No. Okay. So T. Bride, you are what? Arizona. Arizona. I don't even know what fucking team that is. Tim McGriddle. What? Who the hell Tim McGriddle?
Go with 3 running backs by this time because I can get a flex guy that I can start on a weekly basis at the running back position in round 4 or 5. Whereas on Underdog, I've got that 3 wide receiver format I'm trying to maximize here, and the running backs I can get away with a little bit later than I could in an ESPN format. Then again, I went with Jacoby Myers in round 7 and Keon Coleman in round 8. So a really high upside guy combined with a really safe floor guy. That actually feels pretty steady for it.
Okay, interesting. So he's 4 wide receivers. Jay Chase, Jay Myers, K. Coleman.
In ESPN format, but just the difference is the prices that you have to pay. These 2 guys are not that expensive on ESPN, which makes them even more valuable targets, in my opinion, in ESPN formats. Now, the next one I want to go through is at the 102 that I did. So, obviously, I do not have access to Jamar Chase. Now, full transparency.
Tyreek Hill. He's good.
Ordinarily, I would go with a CeeDee Lamb selection at the 102. I do prefer
Wide receiver. Makes sense. D Moore for Chicago. No one's choosing him. I know no one's choosing him tonight, so I'm going to choose D Moore. What, wide receiver? Okay. D Moore. Chicago. Remember what he said, though. ESPN and Yahoo focus running back more than wide receiver. Why? Okay, is it because how he does the points? Okay, noted. Is it how the points add up? More running back than wide receiver. Okay. Okay, O. Hampton. I'm just trying to write down these names a little bit. O. Hampton for what? LA. So running back. O. Hampton. I'm gonna take out names if I'm like, I don't really like this guy. Like, I'm just trying to get things down on paper. I'm trying to get things down, trying to see where it goes. Yes, points are different. Like 20 yards isn't 20 points. It's 1. Okay, so there's different ways to measure how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to... as running backs are more important. Okay.
CeeDee Lamb over Justin Jefferson. I've been discussing it all offseason. But for purposes of trying to diversify my portfolio in fantasy football, I picked Justin Jefferson at the 102 here. And I'm really happy that I did it because I don't have much Justin Jefferson, whereas I have a lot of CeeDee Lamb, because you don't always have to pay the 102 price for CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb in this draft went at the 104. Well, that's very similar to ESPN and Yahoo leagues. ESPN and Yahoo leagues, he's going 105, 106 sometimes in those drafts. I think if you could get him there, those are great options, but I do not have any problem with you going with him at the 102 or the 103, because I would personally do it not only in these best ball formats, I would also do them in redraft leagues on ESPN and on Yahoo as well. Then I went with Bucky Irving in the second round. Now, again, Bucky is not typically
Oh, okay, you're here. I thought he was
a guy
here
that
still.
I would pick. This was, again, more so me trying to diversify my portfolio. Because, again, usually I would go with a guy like Amarian Hampton at that
Man,
selection.
he loves that
I
Joe
would
Burrow.
want to go with a guy like Josh Jacobs, who typically...
So if Yahoo focuses more on running backs than they do wide receivers, then Joe Burrow is only good if you can stack him? Question mark? Because he throws the ball more.
does fall to that range to me, but I did not get lucky this time. So I wanted to go with Bucky Irving just because I didn't have much of him. Now, in a redraft format, I don't have a problem with going with Bucky Irving in the second round. I just would prefer to get him at the top of the third if you could. Then I got T. Higgins. Now, again, I'm shooting for that Joe Burrow super stack right there.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to overpay for Joe Burrow. But if you don't get Joe Burrow by round 3 in ESPN...
Hey, Wes, do you have to... in Yahoo, in the draft, is it not just first come, first serve? Do you actually need to pay? Like for fake money, but like actually need to pay? No, because Joe Burrow still gets points on his own. Okay, okay. Interesting. Is there a money system? Because I ain't got no fucking idea. I ain't got no idea. There can be. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's get through this video.
Draft, you're not going to get Joe Burrow because that's the premium that you have to pay for him this year. Unfortunately so. But it's not worth it if you don't have T. Higgins or Jamar Chase. So I would stray away from doing that with Joe Burrow. Then you go with Rashee Rice here in the 5th round after Joe Burrow. So with Rashee Rice, I think it was a good price for him. I'm still going to stick with my thought that it will only be 4 games. That's what I'm going to stick with until I get proven wrong. And if I do get proven...
So he's talking about a suspension. I think... I don't know what his name actually is. I think he said Rashid, but R. Rice, Little B. Rice on the field. He got a suspension recently. I don't know what for, but I think this affects his fantasy football because he could actually not be playing. Hey, Jonah, thank you for the 2 hydrates. Welcome home. Welcome in. How are we? Drink, boy. I'm currently trying to prepare for the fantasy football league tonight. I'm just trying to just write down a few names, like who's good, who's like generally like, you know, pretty. I don't know how else to say it. Just trying to figure out who the hell them names are. It's a 6-game suspension for a DUI, I believe. What? DUI? I thought only Jeff Hardy could do that. I'm also going to get ready. Fire. What time are we heading over to your dad's? Because that will really affect it. Okay, we're going to leave at 7:15. Okay, that means I'm going to be offline by 6:45 at the latest. Okay, so we have an hour, chat. We have an hour, and then I'll probably be off. Yes, I'll send you this now. So I'm not gonna send you exactly all of these notes right here. I mean, you could watch and you can see them, but I'm only if you can send this to like Ken, that would be, or just like send this to people, that would be awesome. Because I will tell you the order that you should draft generally. Okay. 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 Boom, boom. Okay. Wide receiver, running back, quarterback, tight end, kicker, defense. Boom. I sent it to you on Discord. It's on Discord. You'll have to look.
Proven wrong, then we will make adjustments here. But having Rashee Rice as my wide receiver 3 feels really good in a 3 wide receiver format. But then I went with Aaron Jones in round 6. Now again, this is another great example of my comfortability level of doing this in a best ball format versus my comfortability level doing it in a redraft format. I would much rather go with a running back in round 4, round 5, round 3. That would be my running back 2 than I would be in an underdog format. I think that underdog just chasing that 3 wide receiver strategy is going to be more than ideal. And it's also historically proven that in underdog formats particularly, having 3 wide receivers before round 5 is the way to go. But Aaron Jones, like ironically, is another one of those guys I don't draft much. That was a very unique pick for that particular draft. Then I got Josh Downs as my wide receiver 4 in round 7. Now I wanted to get with someone I thought had a little bit of a safer floor in the case that Rashee Rice misses an extended period of time, which he probably will to a certain extent.
So
then
wide
I grabbed Tyler
receiver
Warren
Jay
in round 8,
Downs.
and I grabbed JJ McCarthy in round 9 to actually stack him with Justin Jefferson. And again, you want to go with stacks regardless of if it is a redraft or a best ball league. There is history and a lot of proven statistics that back up stacks in redraft leagues just like they do in best ball leagues. So if it is an underdog draft, you are obligated to go with the stack. Okay. Even if it's not, I would say you're obligated to do that as well. So just make sure to be smart about the quarterback that you're taking.
May the odds forever be in your favor. You as well, brother. Good luck.
Range is pretty accurate on ESPN, but with Joe Burrow, as I discussed, that is not an accurate price. You would have to get him.
Okay, I think I've gotten the most I can out of this video, admittedly.
If you could only watch one fantasy football video this summer, it should be this one. In today's video, I'm going to be detailing exactly how you are going to be able to dominate your 2025 fantasy football draft.
Bro, you chose wrong already. Dolphins
We will
fan.
start by discussing how your strategy changes based upon league size, roster settings, as well as your scoring settings.
Okay.
Then we'll be discussing a question that is as old as time. Do bye weeks matter in fantasy football?
Ooh.
After that, we'll be going
Yes,
in depth
I
through my
do have that
quarterback,
question.
tight end, running back, and wide receiver draft strategies, closing things out with an actual mock draft showing you guys how I would look to actually draft in my home leagues. Before
Okay.
we get on into the video, let's get into the number one, the best strategy in 2025 fantasy football draft. So we'll start with our first point, which is going to be league sizes, roster settings, and 8 or 10 team leagues, 32 aren't super wide receiver room. So the way that you get the jump up on your opponent is by having the elite tight end or the elite quarterback. And in some instances, you guys a lot of people and wide receiver.
Okay.
Even those players that aren't super experienced with fantasy football, even if you're playing with someone that has never watched football in their life, based upon the league being smaller in size, a lot of people in your league are going to have stacked running back and wide receiver room. So the way that you get the jump up on your opponent is by having the elite tight end or the elite quarterback. And in some instances, you may be able to get both an elite quarterback and an elite tight end. Now, it is also important to understand that this isn't a hard and fast rule, meaning that you don't have to 100% do this in order to win your league. And if there's value at running back or wide receiver, I wouldn't just jump on a quarterback or a
So yeah, they're saying like he's pretty much saying if your running back or wide receiver, if they're good enough, you should just grab them. You shouldn't wait. You shouldn't like. You can't pause the entirety of your draft because they're gonna run out. You're gonna run out of wide receivers. You're gonna run out of running backs, and you're gonna have to start getting some not so great ones, which is fine. But that's more variety. That's more I shouldn't say variety, more variability in your draft. And you want to lower that. You want to have the highest skill ceiling that you possibly can, okay? You want to raise the floor, as people would say.
to win your league. And if there's value at running back or wide receiver, I wouldn't just jump on a quarterback or a tight end that you don't feel confident in just because I told you that the onesie position quarterback and tight end are more important in an 8 or 10 team league, but it is definitely something that I am paying attention to in my smaller league drafts. Now, for a 12 team league, I am always just going to be looking for best player available. I draft as normally as possible. Quarterback and tight end are definitely still valuable, right? They have their value on your team, but they are not musts, or they are not more important like they would be in an 8 or 10 team league. Now, if you are in one of the bigger leagues, 14 team, 16 teams, hopefully not much bigger than that, due to your third running back, right? Now we'll move into roster settings. Now, if you are in more of the vanilla format, what I mean by that is the 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and 1 flex league.
Okay, that's me.
Defense, bench spots don't really matter for this. Now, in this format that around half of my audience is going to be playing in, no position is significantly more important than another, and I would be focusing on just drafting the best player available at every selection, with depth mattering slightly less since you aren't able to start potentially 4 wide receivers or 4 running backs on a weekly basis, so that would give the quarterback and tight end position a slight bump like you're in a smaller 8 or 10 team league. Now, if you are able to start 3 wide receivers every week and a flex, or 2 wide receivers, 2 flexes, or maybe you're in one that's even bigger than that, right, where you're starting 3 wide receivers and 3 or 4 flexes, the wide receiver position becomes much more important, as weekly you can be starting 4 wide receivers or...
So he's saying that if you're playing in a smaller league, that it doesn't matter as much. Makes sense. I mean, smaller leagues, there's going to be more people on the table.
More. This leads to me being
but
more
I
likely
think it
to
just
fade
matters
the elite
less.
quarterback or
But I
tight
still
end,
think it
as
matters
well as
who.
being less ambitious to spam the running back, not the video flex draft. Or you've been playing fantasy valuable, and I'm not saying
I know my
all
scoring
of the time.
Okay.
Do bye weeks matter? Because I make some fantasy football draft content where I do a draft and maybe I have a couple players on the same bye week and people panic. They're like, Nick, how can you draft multiple players from the same position on the same bye week? For me, the question of do bye weeks matter has a very simple answer. When you are talking about running back or wide receiver, I do not even look at the bye weeks during my draft. Obviously, on paper, it may look weird to draft 5 running backs and they are somehow all on the same bye week, but by the time you actually reach the bye weeks, your team is going to look drastically different. Some players that you drafted may be sleeping with the fishes like their name is...
So you're saying bye weeks are not a problem, but you will have to... Well, bye weeks should be solved before the bye week happens, not on draft day. Because you want to stack, but you want to just be aware of it coming 3-4 weeks out. Oh shit, I have a bye week problem. I need to change my roster a little bit. Because you can change with trades. That's interesting. Okay, noted. So I like this. So video 2. bye weeks are not a big problem, but you must take action. I don't know why I randomly capitalize certain things, but
is Luca Brasi. They are out for the season. They are out for 3, 4, 5 weeks.
Pablo
They're chilling on your
Penis
IR
Choker
spot,
wants
and some
to
of
be
the
on
players
the
that you
list.
drafted might just be straight up ass. Shout out to Kendra
Who's he
Lust,
play for?
and you're not going to have them on your roster anymore. They have been cut. So you are going to have players changing off your roster a ton throughout the season, utilizing the waiver wire. And for some of you guys who trade like you have a crack addiction, your team is going to look drastically different. Your team
I
is
don't
going to
trade
probably
like I
be
have crack
very different,
addiction.
comparing it from
You
when you
do.
draft to the
You
third
have a
or
crack
even fourth
addiction.
week of
Don't
the
you
season.
fucking
So,
dare
it is
tell me I have
important
a
to note that
crack
while we're talking
addiction.
about running
You
back
have a
and wide
crack
receiver, I don't really
addiction.
give a single fuck about the bye weeks there. If you're talking quarterback and you're talking tight end, if you're going to draft back, tight end position. Now, next to me is going to...
Okay. Noted, dude. Fucking no. Hey. Hey, there ain't no. Ain't no shame in baseball. Okay? Hey, what that guy? Hey, what that guy down there? Hey, he got the same name as me. Is that LeBron James kid? I'm probably just gonna save this in my phone.
to be my quarterback rankings for 4-point per passing touchdown leagues. If you want my quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, half PPR, full PPR, overall rankings,
Jalen Hurts plays for the Eagles. Daniels plays
September. Go right ahead.
Falcons?
That's perfectly fine with me.
I don't know.
Over
I have
on
no idea,
Patreon.
to be
So
honest.
to me,
Lamar plays for
quarterback
the
feels
Ravens,
like I love
Josh Allen,
all of the
Bills.
players in the top 3
Mahomes
tiers
is C
based
tier.
upon how I have them ranked. We have talked about
Commanders.
I don't love Patrick Mahomes at ADP,
The
but if Patrick Mahomes
Washington Commanders? What? Yes.
was to
Oh
come off
my
the board where I
God.
have him ranked,
I
I
mean,
would be fine drafting him.
all I
there.
know is I
feel
don't
pretty
see the
good
fucking
about the
Seahawks
guys
guy up here.
In the 4th tier, the D tier, if I'm in the 5th tier or later, I am
I don't even know who
definitely
the quarterback
nervous
is for the
about that
Seahawks.
quarterback entering into
Probably
week 1,
Tua.
and I have some questions on if that guy will be viable for the whole season, or if I'm going to need to be switching in and out the quarterbacks all of the time because my confidence level isn't the highest. Now, if you are drafting
Purdy's
a quarterback
for,
from the S tier
San
all the way
Fran,
down
right?
to the C tier,
Yes, and he carried them to run last season. Don't me. Sam Darnold is the Seahawks? Where is he? Holy, are you fucking kidding? Bro, what? He's all the way down there? Are the Seahawks not good?
tier, I am significantly less likely to draft a second quarterback. If you are drafting anyone inside of the first 3 tiers, the S, the A, or the B tier, you are 100%, in my opinion, making a large mistake by selecting a second quarterback, because it is very unlikely that you will ever start your backup quarterback over them, and you are also going to be creating large confusion.
He's
for
not
you, because
really
even if you like the other
that
quarterbacks
bad.
matchup
He
better, that
had
might
a
not
good
be
season
in
with
the
the
upper echelon
Vikings
tier. You
last
might try to
season.
get
So
cute
you
and
think
start
it's just
them,
the
and even
Seahawks
if they
that
are
suck?
in a wet dream matchup, they might end up fumbling the bag for you. So you're just going to add extra confusion by drafting them. And plus, if you are betting the draft capital of a quarterback in the S, the A, or the B tier, you are assuming that that pick is going to work out, and you are definitely burning a bench spot that could be used to potentially hold a lottery ticket running back or wide receiver. It is important to note that if you are in a 14-team or deeper league, I would consider taking a backup quarterback regardless, because if your other league mates are going to end up taking 2, and some people maybe take just 1, some people take 2, you could be in a scenario where if
I either want Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, or Jalen Hurts. I think that would be
it's a deeper league,
ideal.
you're stuck with Daniel Jones or Aaron Rodgers if things go tits up. So I definitely would look to get 2 quarterbacks if you are in a deeper 14-team or deeper league. Now we move on to the tight ends. These are my full PPR rankings. To me, tight end.
Dude, fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yes. Give me a tier list. I know this isn't going to be fucking perfect, but this is so much better than nothing.
Feels very much like you either take one
Bowers.
of the guys, the Bowers, the McBride, or Kittle,
Sam
or you
Darnold
wait.
over
now the
Penix
middle range
is
tight ends
crazy.
to me feel fine to the toe where if
Dude, what do you mean? He's literally bottom. He's literally on the bottom. What do you mean? He's over him. He's on the floor. Good luck trying to get Josh Allen while Wes is in the draft. Whoever comes first, baby. The race.
If it's a deep
I meant the reverse. Where is Are you talking about Bonix? There's no way there's someone named Penix.
deeper league, you're stuck with Daniel Jones. Tight end feels very much like you either take one of the elite guys, the
Bro,
Peppers.
why is everyone in uniform and this guy's in a suit and tie? Could you not find one picture? Why is he in a suit and tie? Or getting Joe Shiesty if I'm first. You're getting Joe... Dude, what? What? Michael Penix in E tier. Oh my god, he was actually a name. I mean, I guess maybe he's just unproven.
Backs if you are, or Kittle, or you wait.
It's his
now, the
college
mid-range tight ends
picture.
to me feel fine,
Fucking
but at
Christ.
cost, when it comes to a guy like
Let's go,
Laporta or
Penix!
Hockenson, to me,
Let's go,
the price
Penix!
is too high. The price is not right.
What a
like
great
that TV show.
dude.
So for me, I
Penix
definitely
and
feel a lot more
Loveland.
confident
Yeah,
in
what
that.
if I draft Penix, draft Loveland? Like, oh, Penn? What do you mean? What do you mean, Penn? Penix, Loveland,
range going running back,
huge
and
hawk.
wide receiver. But, and this is a big but, shout out to Mia Malkova, if you want a middle range tight end, I would just wait for a guy like Evan Ingram or Mark
Number one
Andrews, who
Penix
may
lover.
fall until like the 8th round. And
Loveland wouldn't be a horrible pick. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking. Hey,
at that
Loveland
price,
being
when I
good.
have
I
him
mean,
in the
he's
same range as
he's
Laporta,
a
Kelce,
college
Hockenson,
guy.
It feels very good. That you got a
Except
big
he's on the
value there. Now,
Bears,
if
so
you miss on the
as
early
long
guys
as he's
and
on
you're
the
sitting in middle
O-line,
rounds, and the
performs,
tight end just went
we're
off the
good.
board,
Good thing Jalen Hurts is not that good. From what I've heard. From what I've heard. From what I've heard. And what I've seen, frankly. But don't get me wrong. I'm not a quarterback. You know, I can only perform so much.
lickety split, they come off the board instantly. You weren't able to collect a potential falling value with a guy like Ingram or Andrews. I would be searching to draft one of the young guns, one of the rookies like Tyler
Jalen Hurts is a pretty decent quarterback. I just know the Bears record. I just know the Bears record, and I don't really watch football, and I just know Bears aren't good. He just won an SB, and to say I don't even know what an SB is. He's kind of got the sauce. Caleb Williams. Oh, is Jalen Hurts? Who is he? Oh. Ooh. Okay. But Hurts played for the Bears at some point, right? You moron, we weren't even talking the same fucking thing. He wasn't? No, he didn't. What? Didn't we have Didn't we? Jalen Hurts. We never had this guy. Who the fuck? Who did we have on the Bears that people were like, bro, you just gotta trust him. You gotta warm it up. You gotta wait just a little bit, bro. You just gotta wait. And then we traded him away. Then he got really good. Oh, Super Bowl. That's what you mean. Oh, that's what you meant. Jay Cutler? Fields! See, I couldn't read his name right. He's not good, though. Okay. That's who I was thinking of. Justin Fields, not Jalen Hurts. So, what'd you just post? What the fuck? Dude, what the fuck is that? Why does he look like that? Why? Jalen Hurts isn't good, right? Right, guys? Can a guy learn?
Warren
Oh my god, that's a good picture.
or Colston Loveland, or go with a safer bet like Tucker
What
Kraft.
if all my emotes, I took out all the drawn ones, I just replaced them with all pictures of monkeys online?
or Jake Ferguson.
What would you guys
if you
do?
end up getting completely iced out of the tight end position and you're in like the tier 5 range with Goddard, Strange, Janu, and Kincaid, I would probably end up taking a second tight end. And just like we talked about with the quarterbacks a little bit ago, if you take a tight end from one of the first 3 tiers, please do not take a second tight end. They're just going to be burning a hole in your fantasy bench, burning a hole in your pocket because you're probably never going to end up actually playing them, and you'll probably talk yourself into the disaster scenario where you're building like a fucking zombie fortress in your basement in case an outbreak happens, fucking World War Z style, right? And you're never going to cut them, so you're just burning a hole on your bench. I definitely don't think if you're taking one of the upper echelon tight ends, you need to draft a second. Now we move to the running back draft strategy. If you want all of my player takes at the running back position inside the top 40, which is on your screen right now, you can watch my video on my top 40 running back rankings. Same thing will be the case when we talk about the wide receivers a little bit later. I have a top 40 wide receiver video, but you should be watching all of this video first, of course. Now, to me, there are 3 strategies at the running back position. Hero running back, which I also previously made a video on, where you draft one elite running back in one of the first 2 rounds.
Saquon Barkley.
You can push it, you can stretch it, pause. But in my opinion, if you stretch it into the first
he
3
plays,
rounds, where
so running back, he plays for the San Fran team, right? McCaffrey.
Running backs are falling a lot.
Who the hell named Chuba? Walker the third? That's actually fair. This guy's picture looks like it's AI made. Why is he fucking smirking? Also, why'd they spell out his name? He's named Chuba. Would not recommend Caffrey unless you guarantee he will not be injured. Does he have a rate of being injured on teams? So fucking running back. How is this motherfucker running? Holy fuck! Chubb? Dude, Chubb versus Chubba! If he gets injured, his season is practically over. Yeah, especially because this is running backs, no? Jamar Gibbs. Dude, that's not how I fucking spelled. No, that was a different guy. Dude, this guy's fucking, the way he writes the words. I mean, I guess if you have a really long name, maybe that's fucking Dobbins! Bigsby! What the You better put respect on Nick Chubb's name. I'll find you. Who does he even play for? Who does Big Chubb play for, huh? My boss drafted him first pick last season, and he was injured for like 8 weeks. Dude, get fucked, Caleb. Is that his name? I forgot his name, actually.
And you can let them be your hero, and you smash wide receivers, there is a chance that you don't love the running backs in the 3rd round. And if you're in that scenario, I would just pivot off of the strategy entirely. But the goal of getting a hero running back is so you have a very reliable running back as your RB1. You are able to pick up a bunch of wide receivers, potentially a quarterback and tight end, before you go back to taking the running back position. Double hero running back is going to be the exact same thing, except for instead of 1 running back in the first 2 or 3 rounds, you take 2. I also made a video on.
Should I make a mock draft? Should I do a mock draft?
Taking your 3rd running back, and you will have 2 running backs that have.
Should I do a mock draft and you guys help me?
And if you bang out,
what do you guys think? Because it's not. I'll do a mock draft for not your league.
Rounds, and they both end up into the top 5.
So you guys would be able to help.
You have an amazing chance of winning your league. Lastly, there is 0 running back, and this is a strategy
because I've yet to even do a mock draft
in a very big way in the early 2020s. With 0 running back, you are putting the running back position on the back burner for the first 7 or 8 rounds, and you are building a super team, the dream team at wide receiver with an elite quarterback and an elite tight end. After those first 7 or 8 rounds, you will smash the running back position like it is your stepsister trapped in a fucking washing machine.
What are you talking about? Not only has everything he just said completely go against what the guy said previously, what the fuck is he on about? About the stepsister? What the... Bro, what?
Popularity in a very big way in the early 2020s. With 0 running back, you are putting the running back position on the back burner for the first 7 or 8 rounds, and you are building a super team, the dream team at wide receiver with an elite quarterback and an elite tight end. After those first 7 or 8 rounds, you will smash the running back position like it is your stepsister trapped in a fucking washing machine.
Dude, I'm taking advice from this guy? Bars, he's spitting real bars.
This strategy should only ever be utilized for one, if you already feel confident playing fantasy football. If
Dude,
it's like
he's
your
getting
first year playing
comfortable.
Fantasy football, your second year, you're kind of new to things. That's fine.
He's
It's fine
getting
to be new to
comfortable.
anything, right? You
What the
gotta learn
hell?
somehow. But if you try to utilize zero running back, you are going to get discouraged very, very quickly.
Oh, okay. So he's telling me don't do that. I thought he was telling me you're gonna get fucked like your stepsister in the washing. I thought he was saying you'll do that later or else you will.
So for one, I don't think this is a good strategy at all. If you're a beginner fantasy player, this strategy also should only ever be used if you are in a league that starts 3 wide receivers and a flex, or 2 wide receivers and 2 flexes, or maybe even deeper than that. Because if you're in your vanilla 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and a flex league, 0 running back becomes significantly worse. So to simplify all of what I just said with running backs, the more running backs you commit to early on in your fantasy draft, the less you should be committing to in the middle rounds of your drafts, where outside of recently, the running back position has...
Ideally, I'm going to be 4th pick, which means as long as not all 4 of these people are gone, I'm going, like, if I'm 4th, I'm going to choose one of these 4 people. I probably won't choose McCaffrey. I wish I knew what teams they played for.
Has been incredibly risky in the middle rounds of drafts. Now we move on into the final position before we do our mock draft, and that is going to be the wide receiver draft strategy. But before we talk about the wide receivers and before we do our mock draft, I would like to give you guys a quick word for our friends and our partner over at Underdog. If you're brand new to Underdog, there's no waivers, no trades, and no in-season management. Underdog automatically puts the highest scores into your lineup at the end of every single week. Underdog's biggest tournament, the flagship tournament, $15 million in total prizes, Best Ball Mania, $2 million to first place, $1 million in second place, $25 to enter. You might be like, Nick, $25 is a little much for me. Then they have the puppy tournament for you, $5 to enter, $100,000 first place. So please make sure you check that out. Promo code Notorious, or by clicking on the link in the video description. Also, again, if you just want my rankings, you're already on Underdog, you don't want to sign up to Underdog.
Do you not know the team colors? Wait, shit, never mind. Yeah, like they are, I can tell that they are wearing their teams, but I'm like, this is red, 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 this is a black one, this is a black shirt, this is a black shirt, this is a light blue, but I don't know. I don't know what that, I can only do so much. Also, you're covering the top of your fucking
over on Patreon.
draft.
The rankings are updated all the time. I think since the start of August when I released
This is the Chase guy. This is with Joe Burrow, right?
these, I've done like 30-ish updates to the PPR and half PPR rankings, so I'm updating them all the time. Now, for wide receivers, like I said, with the running back position, if you want to hear my reasoning behind all these players and you don't want to just see the takes, the list on the screen here, you would want to go ahead and head on over to the wide receiver top 40 rankings video. With wide receivers,
For the running
you are
backs.
essentially doing the exact same exercise that we just did with
Did
the
I
running
put it somewhere else? Was that why? Did I put this under? Oh no, this is a wide receiver.
backs. If you are taking a ton of wide receivers in the middle rounds, which is honestly what I kind of tend to be doing in fantasy
Chase,
drafts,
Joe
you wanna calm
Burrow,
your titties,
T.
calm down
Higgins.
a little.
Higgins is all the way at the bottom. Why is his Higgins all the way down here? Is there 2 Higgins? No, I told you the team. Scroll up. Oh, in order: Falcons, Eagles, Lions, and 49ers. Okay. So, Falcons, Eagles, Lions, 49ers. Okay. Okay, I'll probably... Okay.
A quarterback and tight end
Boom.
before you go back to dog. If you're brand new to this, $25 to enter. You might be like, Nick, $25 is a little much for me. Then they have the puppy tournament updated all the time. I think since the start of August when I released these, I've done like 30
That's not T. Higgins. Okay.
And half PPR
Oh,
rankings, so I'm
Higgins is
updating
up
all the
here.
time.
So
Now,
Chase
for
and
wide
Higgins.
receivers, like I said, with the running back position, if you want to hear my reasoning behind all these players and you don't want to just see the takes, the list on the screen here, you would want to go ahead and head on over to the wide receiver top 40 rankings video. With wide receivers, you are essentially doing the exact same exercise that we just did with the running backs. If you are taking a ton of wide receivers in the middle rounds, which is honestly what I kind of tend to be doing in fantasy drafts, you want to calm your titties, calm down a little bit late in drafts, and start taking more running backs, right? Because you're not going to be
This
able
guy
to
kinda has
8
B. Rice
million wide
energy.
receivers just because you find
He's
so
just
much
word
value in the
associating.
middle rounds, the late rounds. You don't need to be taking that.
Get
Now,
him!
if you are
Get
avoiding
him!
wide receivers, which honestly I
Get
definitely do not
him!
advise if you are in a half or full
Get
PPR league,
him!
you need to make sure you take enough deep
Who
shots like
invited
you did with
this
Steph
guy?
Curry to find the diamonds
Get
in the rough
him!
at the wide receiver position. So now that we've talked about league sizes, roster settings, and scoring settings, we've talked about how much bye weeks matter versus how much they don't matter, and we've also talked about our quarterback, tight end, running back, and wide receiver strategies. I would now like
I'm
to head on
reading
over
these names
to
and
a
I'm really
mock
trying
draft and
not
show
to
you guys how I'm
fucking-
going to actually look to attack my
fucking
own league draft, my 12
Waddle?
team full PPR, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, 2 flexes, a kicker, defense, and 6 bench spots
Waddle?
from the 4th overall pick. All right,
Fucking
we put all the
Waddle?
league settings in, and we're going to be drafting from the 4th
Okay.
spot where I'm drafting in my home league. Now, I did import the first 3 picks of the draft because I do believe it will be Jamar Chase, Bijan, and Saquon Barkley. At least those should be the first 3 guys off the board in my personal.
Oh, I muted it on accident. Okay, so Jamar Chase, Cincinnati Bengals. They're going for the Joe Burrow. Clearly, they're going to go for the Joe Burrow. Saquon Barkley.
I don't just magically get
Maybe
Bijan
stack
Robinson
that
at
with
the 104
Jalen
because
Hurts.
I just don't think, or Jamar Chase, that would be possible in my home league. So for me, if I'm going into my draft right now, I know my friends will probably end up watching this video, and I hope that they don't, so they don't know what I'm going to be doing. But if I was the 103, I would probably take Jahmyr Gibbs ahead of me just because I really want Jahmyr Gibbs that much, and they'll probably get a good old laugh about that. But ultimately, I do have Saquon ranked ahead of Jahmyr Gibbs. I just think people are really overthinking Saquon, so if I do go ahead and draft Gibbs ahead of him, I'm going to feel stupid because I went against my own thought process. But Jahmyr Gibbs for me is the pick at the 104. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be absolutely dominant this season, like Shaquille O'Neal in the paint. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be getting so many more opportunities compared to past seasons. There have been so many reports that Jahmyr Gibbs is no longer going to be sitting on the bench like a cuck while David Montgomery's working early on in the game. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be out there instantly off Jump Street. Shout out to, I almost said Jason Tatum, but his name is not Jason Tatum. That's the basketball player for the Celtics. Shout out to Channing Tatum. Shout out to
I don't know why
Jordan
it's
Hill
still
as
down there, but
well.
that's okay.
After we go ahead and draft Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Malik Neighbors, Justin Jefferson, Ashton Genty, CeeDee Lamb, Derrick Henry, Puka Nacua, Devon Achane, Nico Collins, Josh Jacobs, Brian Thomas Jr., Christian McCaffrey, Drizzy Drake London, Bucky Irving, Brock Bowers, and Josh Allen. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown as much as the next guy. I love Malik Neighbors more than probably the next guy.
So yeah, Josh Allen, Brock Bowers, not really surprised. McCaffrey, of course, is injury prone. But then again, who knows? If I'm in his scenario, okay, I'm running back right now. Okay, I just got a running back. I want to get another wide receiver. So I'm thinking, let's go to my notes. I want to get a
Justin
wide
Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb
receiver.
going
And so I would want to get, so he already has Chase off the board. Is CD on the board? No. CD and what, Jefferson? Yeah, I have no idea. Because I don't want to get T. Higgins because Joe Burrow will be taken. He's gonna take him next time.
behind them is absolutely ludicrous. And if I was pick number 9 and I got CeeDee Lamb and Christian McCaffrey, I might just literally stand up from the table, whip my Johnson out, and do a helicopter dick mode because honestly, they might as well just hand me all the money right there. But that's probably not going to be happening in
What are you fucking talking?
my home league. So we're back up on the clock at the 1.4, and to me,
I'm
or
just
at the
gonna stand up
2.9,
and whip
at
my
1.4,
dick
we got
out.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Fair
We are
enough,
going
actually.
to start off double running back. I'm not a huge fan of AJ Brown. Not that I don't think he's a talented player. I do, but I just feel like he's kind of one of those where you wave the white flag and you make your pick. Hey, AJ Brown's not going to completely bend my team over and raw dog them until the next morning, right? I think that AJ Brown is just a fine bet to be a top 12 wide receiver. I don't think he's finishing in the top 3. I don't think he's finishing in the top 5. Whereas I could see a guy like Tyreek Hill doing that. I could see, if all things go right for Ladd McConkey, maybe that's possible for him, but I don't see it with how run heavy the Philadelphia Eagles are. So I'm going running back to back Michael Jordan, 96-97, and we're taking Chase Brown. Now, this might be looked at as a quote-unquote reach because in some leagues, you can get him inside of the 3rd round, and even though we can start 4 wide receivers at a time on this team because it's 2 wide receivers and 2 flexes, I'm still confident in going double hero running back off the jump here because I believe so heavily in Chase Brown. Everything the coaching staff is saying is so positive about Chase Brown. I think this guy's going to catch 1 zillion passes this season. And even though seeming like Trey Hendrickson's going to be back
So
for the Bengals,
he has a guy for C. Brown for the Cincinnati Bengals. Interesting. Did he have him here? C. Brown, where did they have him? Bro, he's not in your top 10. Oh, right here? Chase Brown. I don't... No, it's a white guy. Am I looking at wide receiver? No, it's a running back. That makes sense. So he thinks Brown's going to be good? Okay. He's A tier. So this Chase Brown might be one that I try to get a little further back. This guy's funny. He's pretty funny.
that defense still
He's certainly white boy word association game.
AJ Brown, Ladd McConkey, Kyron Williams, Lamar Jackson, Jonathan Taylor, and James Cook. Now, this would be the point in the draft where if I went running back and wide receiver, I would be, without a shadow of a doubt, considering Trey McBride with this pick. And I think if Trey McBride falls to you at the 3.4, which is pretty close to his ADP, where at pick 28, he goes around 26, 28, depending on the platform, I would be fine doing.
I don't know. You have a running back from Detroit, a running back from Cincinnati. Yeah, you have to get a wide receiver at this point. Yeah, because you don't want to pick up Joe Burrows yet. I think Bowers is a really powerful tight end.
This league is full PPR. I think we're really punching ourselves directly in the gonads if we do not go with a wide receiver here. I can find the falling tight end values. I can take 2 tight ends late, especially with 6 bench spots.
Ghost Rider, thank you so much for the resubscription. 17 months. That's crazy. That's almost the amount of time I've been an affiliate. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate it. Right now, what we are doing is at 8 o'clock tonight, I have a fantasy football draft. I'm not a big football watcher. So right now, I'm just trying to get as much information I can in the next like 30 minutes. And I'm going to do mock drafts. I'm going to see what I like, how I can really perform my team. I'm just trying to figure out what guys are even good. Like, I just learned that Jalen Hurts doesn't play for the Bears.
Tyreek Hill, what? A safe bet? Fuck no, baby. Tyreek Hill last season had more children than he had touchdowns. Crazy stat.
Wait, run that back. Run that
Best
back.
wide receiver available, which in my opinion is Tyreek Hill. Is Tyreek Hill
run that back?
Fuck no, baby. Tyreek Hill last season had more children than he had touchdowns. Crazy stat, I know. That is insane.
What a crazy
but it's true.
stat.
Tyreek Hill has been banged up dealing with the oblique injury, but everything I've read points towards he's good to go. They're just being cautious. They're not being silly. They're wrapping their willy, which is something that Tyreek Hill doesn't do. And Tyreek has that ultimate upside to wide receiver 1. I get it could be a crash and burn scenario like Ricky Bobby.
Crazy to admit that, by the way.
I think that
he had more.
That ceiling to fly me
oh, you're talking about the
like
Jalen Hurts?
And
it's a part of the job.
Dolphins fan, you're so biased? Do we
admitting
really think that last year
when you make dumb decisions.
And now he's just
it's a part of the job.
I don't think so. He was getting open a ton. The quarterback situation was bad. The coaching was bad. I feel like things are just going to be better this season with another year of Mike McDaniel too. Hopefully stays healthy. Then I think Tyreek Hill can be the wide receiver 1. We know he can do it. After Tyreek, Trey McBride, JSN, Higgins, George Kittle, Jaden, Stormy Daniels, Breece Hall, Jalen, stop. It hurts. Marvin Harris.
Okay. Wow, that guy took Joe Burrow all the way down there. He is none. He is neither of the Joe Burrow stack. He doesn't have the Chase guy in the top left, and he doesn't have the Higgins. Does he? I don't think so. Wow. Wow. Why would you even choose Joe Burrow at that point? I guess maybe they favor throwing, and so it doesn't matter. Also, maybe it's important maybe for later down the line you can trade.
Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, Kenneth Walker, DK Metcalf, and Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin puts pen to paper, gets that new deal. So shout out to him going in the 4th round again. Looking at the wide receivers still available, I do like some of the other wide receivers ahead of Terry. I don't think he scored as many touchdowns as he scored last year.
Running back, wide receiver, wide receiver.
This is a very interesting start. Team 5 says F the running back position. So we got Jameer, we got Jamar Chase, and we got Tyreek Hill at quarterback. All the guys that I would feel comfortable drafting here if they were to have fallen are not here. They're all gone. At tight end, the big 3 is gone. Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, LeBron James. So we're not going to be drafting a tight end here. We're just going to keep spamming the wide receiver button. Now, if you are getting ultra fucking risky and you wanted to draft a 3rd running back here, it would be Travion Henderson, but we're going to keep clicking on the wide receivers. And we're going to go with Cortland Sutton here. Now, for the people that want to draft Rashee Rice, look, I love Rashee Rice.
Dude, I'm a Chicago boy. I would get DJ Moore. I would DJ Moore. It's mock draft. There's no thought in that. Okay, I do want to say, do you think would you think it's more important if I just did a mock draft right now? Would that be the most useful thing? Yahoo draft. Would that I don't know how that would even work. Subscribe. Mock draft. You will draft what? I don't want to do a mock draft with other people. I'm trying to yeah. Tailored to your own league. I want to do one with robots. How could I Wes, do you know a way I can do a mock draft with robots? Like not against people? Cuz I don't even know what it looks like on the app. No idea. No idea. My brother is clueless. Clueless. I dropped the cap. Stop the cap. Sorry. Yeah, I don't think I have salary on. Yeah, these normally go through all. So Chase. Yeah, am I even logged in? I am. Okay. Yeah, Jamar Chase, Cincinnati, Robinson, Barkley, Gibbs, Jefferson. Huh. I don't want to do a draft with fucking people. I want to just fantasy football mock draft robots. Realistic opponents. Sure. Snake, standard, 2025, basic. No, how many? I want fucking people. Sync my league. I want to make sure. I want to make sure nothing can be seen here that I don't want you guys to be seen. So, hold on. Give me a second. I think this could be good. The flight. Okay. Yeah, that's the one for today. Why does it say it's going to start at 11? 11 p.m. Okay, NFL, yes. I want to do a mock draft. Let me do a mock draft, please. Hold up, chat. No, I don't. Baseball. No. You're not gonna goon leave this. Holding. What am I believing? What am I waiting to hear? I'm trying to do a mock draft for my fantasy football that I have at 8 o'clock. 1 QB, 2, 1 tight end, 1 flex, 1 kicker, 1 6 bench. I think it was 8, but that's fine. I don't care. 8 custom. Oh. Okay. Boom. Okay, I'll start my draft. I finished my Pokédex. Shiny hunting has officially started. For what for what? In the sense like what game did you do it under? Detroit, let's dude, okay. B. Robinson, Gibbs, Saquon Barkley, Brown. Okay, let me. Okay, 51%. Okay, so what did? So I have my picks about to come up. So they got one Lamb, Gibbs, Detroit. So I just took an Atlanta guy, Philly. Okay, boom. So I want Brian. So I want a wide receiver, of course, because I just got what? What did I just get? I just got a running back, so I want a wide receiver. Brian Thompson Jr. by week 8. Okay. Sure. We'll see what this means. Oh, we're snaking, so I'm back. Okay, so I'm gonna get Brock Bowers. I just think having a good tight end is so important. Okay. 40%. Want me to get a wide receiver here? Seattle. Seattle has a good player? No way. Tyreek Hill. Do I have anything for Miami? Jalen Hurts. He's gonna be good enough. Dylan Moore. Oh, I mean, I gotta draft the Chicago guy. Arizona. Dude, none of these are stacked with me. What is this? You've already drafted. Okay. Noted. Oh my god, that would have been bad. Fucking Chubba. God damn it. I don't know what any of this fucking. I don't know what any of this means. Sure, dude. Sure. Yeah. Guess what? 40% of the experts say do this. So I guess I'm going to do that. Cortland. Do you know stuff about football, Uncle Evan? Because I feel like there's just so many names. Chris O'Clay. I already got a quarterback. I don't. Okay, what? Okay. So I want to see. I just want to see what all of my players are. I don't care. I don't care about this. I don't care about what people have drafted. I don't care what order they did it. I want to see who I have. Why does it not show me who I have in a clear... What's the point of research if you're just going to take the top recommend? Because I don't know who I have. Because it doesn't show drafted. Oh my god, here it is. Wait, no. Fucking... I want to know what character I have right now. And this doesn't tell me. Why? Who would take the Denver Broncos right now? It just, that pisses me off. That I can't see it. I can't see who I have picked. Cheat sheets. I don't know. I don't. Character. Did I say character? Draft board. They should show it. This is a lot better. This was a lot better. Oh, and you guys can see it. Okay, so I have Atlanta, Brock. How many? Okay, so I have 15 choices. So I have Denver. No, yeah, I have no stacks. I have no stacks so far. Oh, and I just, dude. Okay. All right, chat. I'm going to need to start doing some research offline. I hope you understand. That's your streamer. You're goddamn right. I'm going to do some research offline today cuz I don't want you guys to see everything, you know? I don't want you guys, you know, hey, I don't want you guys to see everything, you know? So, let's see, who are we going to raid today? Welcome in, Jean, by the way. I'm sorry that I wasn't live for a much portion of the time that you were here, but I hope you understand why. Shit, there's one guy playing Super Mario Sluggers with his brother, apparently. Classic Bryce crash out moment. No, I'm reformed. Like, don't even worry, dude. I'm reformed. I've yet to pop yet, as the kids would say. I've yet to let them have it. But hey, maybe I will tonight. No, don't start acting like you're better than that. Frankly, I'm not better than that. I'm not. But you know what? You guys are. So hey, let's go ahead. Let's go raid this guy. He has 1 viewer. We have 5. Let's go show him, hey, some smiley faces. That's all we got to do. Just go show him your smile. Okay? And by the way, I'm going to cut off the YouTube video here. So goodbye, YouTube. Goodbye. Say bye. Bye, YouTube. And once we get halfway through the raid thing, I'll then start talking. Because I don't want YouTube to hear that. So bye, YouTube. Bye. Bye, YouTube. See, Jean said it. Bye.